Hello. I just wanted to apologise once again for mixing up which day we were supposed to be meeting. But I'm choosing to reframe the situation because as I was walking to the bar, I realised that I had forgotten the plate and the bowl that I still have of yours that you put the cake in. So I can actually remember to get them tomorrow. But before I actually left to go to the bar, I was also thinking I really want to just sit and read my book for a bit at the bar, because I ended up taking my book to the gym so I could read it on the treadmill, because I'm just finding it really difficult to find the time to read at the moment. So that's what I ended up doing, and I got to do that because I was at the bar by myself. And also on the way home, I was able to pick up mayonnaise, which I have been meaning to do for a really long time. I say a really long time, it's like 2 days. I also picked up some cookies to have at home, and now I've come home and I get to do all the things that I didn't get to do earlier today because I have had a really unproductive day. So I'm going to make the most of my time, but I'm still really excited to see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a lovely evening.
I may regret deciding to film this outside, but here we go. So let me paint you a picture. I've gone for coffee with a friend that I haven't seen for a few months, but after we have a coffee we decide we're going to wander around the shops for a bit, go to Affleck's Palace, and in Affleck's Palace there's a big pride shop where they sell all kinds of queer related things, including carabiners. They have a little purple heart carabiner which I kept looking at and thinking I should buy, but I didn't really have a reason to. But my friend had picked up a pink one, so I was like, oh well, if you want I can get the purple one and then we get the two for a cheaper price kind of deal. Which she says, yeah, sure, let's do that. So we buy the 2 carabiners, and as we're walking away I say, well, you have to give me your details so I can send you the money for it. And she's like, oh no, don't worry about it. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. Which, me being an overthinking queen, starts me down the spiral of, oh god, I've talked too much about not having any money. I've complained too much. She thinks that I am trying to get her to pay for things. That's not what I was doing. She's gonna judge me. Oh god. All of a sudden I was hit by this emotion of, aren't I lucky to have friends who will support me through this? I feel like a lot of people at the moment are in a situation where nothing in life feels easy. And a piece of advice that I have given to other people, and I really need to think about myself, when you're going through a hard time and you need to lean on people, try not to feel guilty that you have to rely on people in your community. Just be grateful that you have the kind of people who you are able to lean on in those situations. Because I've definitely been in situations where the people that I've been around aren't people that I feel I can rely on in those kinds of situations, and now surrounding myself with people who I know will be there for me throughout this time in my life is something that I need to remind myself to focus on over the fact that I'm going through a difficult time. Does that make sense? Yeah, moving home and living with my parents was not something that was on my ideal list of situations that I could be in right now. But if I hadn't done this, I wouldn't be sitting in a garden right now, soaking in the vitamin D that I know I need after a really long cold winter. I wouldn't have a little furry pest who's barking through my video. I love you. I wouldn't be able to just catch a bus and be in Manchester in an hour. And that's one of my favourite places to be. I wouldn't live so close to all the friends that I made last year. I wouldn't have such an active social calendar. And it is hard to do sometimes. So I'm going to really try this year to make a conscious effort to shift my focus from the negatives to the whatever positives I can find. 2025 for me was a year of feelings, allowing myself to feel the highs and lows.
It's the epic highs and lows of high school football.
Of everything that life had in store for me. As it came to a close, the rose-tinted version was probably a lot more positive than the reality was, but allowing any big feelings I had to sit so I could figure them out, work through things at my own pace with the help of my therapist, was really soul-filling and allowed me to feel much more at home in my own skin than I ever have before. But for 2026, I think things need to be a bit different and needs to be more about reframing the negatives into a positive in some way. I've allowed myself to feel the big feelings and to sit in them. Now I need to work out how I learn not to wallow in them. We're only 3 months into the year, and January and February did feel a bit like a dark pit that I didn't see a way out of. But so much happened in those months that I am learning from and growing from, and I have had so much time with myself over those 2 months of being self-employed. I definitely feel stronger now than I did when I first started this already. And like a lot of people in the UK, when the sun came out a couple weeks ago and the temperature went above 10 degrees, I suddenly realised that life was worth living, and not everything was awful and terrible and it was going to be okay. I'm slowly getting better at creating my own schedule and being self-reliant and holding myself accountable, and jobs that I wanted to get done in January and February that still haven't are slowly getting done. We're ticking through them slowly. One of my favourite TV shows, despite all its faults, is How I Met Your Mother, and in the podcast that Josh Radnor and Craig Thomas do, basically there was a fan story that they talked about. A fan said that he liked How I Met Your Mother because it reminded him that the things that he was living through now were going to be his memories one day. And that was so much of what powered me through last year, was the fact that I was living things that I know I'm going to look back on one day fondly. And I still feel like that. I think back to those times last year and even sometimes this year and think about how I'll use them to help talk to my kids when I have them about issues that they're having, and funny stories that I'll tell them and that I'm sure they will never be able to picture their mum doing. That's the whole point of going on this journey. I thought about how little life experience I had, and if a child ever came to me and asked me for advice, I couldn't give it. So my time now is about building the backbone of advice that I'll give to people in the future who come to me for it. And I have no doubt that even though the first 2-3 months of the year have been really difficult and I am really having to try and reframe things, and it's such a conscious effort, I'm sure that on December 31st, when the countdown starts from 10 to next year, I will have just as much of a road-tinted view of this year as I did last year. Time heals all wounds, and I need to keep remembering that a little bit. So, I have never done one of these before. We have just received the delivery of my new vlogging camera. I wanted to unbox it because I'm really excited about getting it and being able to vlog again, so I wanted to open it on camera. I'm gonna have to try and find a way of doing it so you can see it. Let me move the camera down so you can see. I really hope that this stays on long enough. I'm so excited about this. I've been talking about this camera for months and we finally figured out a way of making it affordable. What I've discovered through not having a good quality vlogging camera, because I could vlog on my phone but I was never happy with the results of it, what I've discovered is that when I feel stuck in terms of what content I want to make, I go to vlogging. Like, I know how to put a vlog together and make it entertaining better than sometimes I do with sit down videos. But I love making sit down videos and I love doing more in-depth film style. Oh no, I broke a nail. But at least I have a new camera. We're reframing. I broke a nail, but I have a camera. I go to that when I am like struggling with ideas as a way of like building my excitement back up for content creation when I feel stuck in a rut. But I haven't been able to do that because I haven't had a decent quality vlogging camera, and I also haven't been able to do like the queer history vlogs that I've wanted to do. I tried to film one of them on my phone and I just really didn't like quality of footage. So now I'm excited to go back with my new camera and be able to film it all. I'm just really excited. It's all looking up and I'm feeling a lot more positive. Oh, this is so cute. And that's all the stuff inside it. So this is the camera. Let me see if it... Should I do the peel for you? Ready? Was that satisfying? I'm so excited. I cannot express to you how excited I am for this new era of my life. I went to Cornwall just before Christmas and my vlogging camera that I have had for like 10 years, the microphone broke, and because of how old the camera is, it was going to cost more to fix it than it was going to be to replace it. So I made the executive decision to wait until I could afford to get a new camera, and I got this one because I had seen YouTubers that I really liked use it. So I'm just really excited to have this. It's going to make things a lot easier and I'm just really excited about it. It's so small and it's going to be so good. So I'm really excited. So I'm going to play with this now. Bye. There's a quote that's resurfaced recently that I don't know who it's from, so forgive me for not crediting it, but it came from the AIDS crisis in the 80s, and it was bury your friends in the morning, protest in the afternoon, and dance all night. Now, the situation that I'm talking about is nowhere near as horrific as what those people went through, and nowhere near as horrific as what some people are going through right now in different parts of the world. But what I think this quote highlights is the fact that it's easy to give in to hopelessness when there is a lot of negativity all around you, and have to really work work to try and find the positives in anything, but hope and finding what little joys you can in any difficult situation you're in is a vital part of survival through those periods. That's why I'm saying that this year, reframing to find positives in any situation is going to be a vital part of getting through it and coming out of it feeling like I've gotten something out of the year. I hope that's what's come across in this video, and I hope that you are safe and loved, and yeah, that's all I have to say. Bye. You know, it's been a long day when you're crying over Made in Chelsea because they start talking about gay marriage being legal.